Whoa, this is the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. All right, this is a Sk8 Park update. This video might run a little bit long because I'm going to try to explain where we're at with the skate park in Malibu and what went down tonight. So tonight was a planning commission meeting. So where we're at with this is, I'm just going to try to break this whole thing down. They closed the temporary skate park in Malibu 9 years ago. It's called Papa Jack's Park. I've been down there since they closed Papa Jack's, advocating, lobbying to get a new skate park built. I've run for city council twice. I've been on ad hoc committee meetings. I've been on the Parks and Recs Commission. And we've finally gotten it through to a place where the city council passed an agenda item to build a temporary skate park at the same spot while we design a permanent cement skate park, right? So there's basically 2 acres of land that got set aside from a development deal. And part of that development deal was they were going to build these 5 bluff top mansions next to a pre-existing Malibu park facility. And part of the trade-off for building these 5 mega mansions on the bluff was they had to cough up 2 acres of land and give it to the adjacent park. And in that process, they did all the environmental study work and hired Zach Wormhout to design a skate park for the property. So when it got deeded over to the city of Malibu, it came with basically all the paperwork done to build a skate park, plus $1 million associated with the park that was given up by the developer. That was in 2014. So moving forward to the end of last year, we got the city to say that they would build a permanent skate park per the guidelines of this piece of property and what it was set aside for. And at the same, while that permanent park was being designed, we would build a temporary skate park on the parking lot of where the permanent skate park would be. So the permanent skate park's like here, and then there would be a parking lot, and then we're building a temporary skate park on part of the parking lot so that we have somewhere to skate. Now you have to understand, Malibu doesn't have anywhere to skateboard. There's really nowhere to skateboard. There's no public facility to skateboard. Everything is in outlying communities: Oxnard, Westlake, Venice, Santa Monica. And none of them are very conducive to get to unless you have a car. And even then, they're hard to get to. So when the city said the cities were just kind of moving to get this done because, the community burned down and there's really no place for the kids to hang out in Malibu, and, skateboarding's huge. So we got it all the way through the city council, the Parks and Recs. The Parks and Recs kicked it up to city council. So the Parks and Rec Commission, which I was on, voted unanimously to have a skate park built on these 2 acres of land that already had it set up to have a skate park built there. Then it went to city council. City council okayed the timeline, the funding for the temporary park, as well as the same time beginning the process of the permanent park. So the permanent park, is about a 2.5-year process with the city's momentum behind it. Now, I've been working on this project for 9 years with the city of Malibu, and we've gotten close. It's been all over the map, right? And so we finally got it to where the city said, yes, we're building a skate park and we're moving the ball forward. But in the meantime, till that skate park's built, because it's got to go through the full process of bidding and design and all the rigmarole that you would have to do in a municipality. It's not DIY, baby. It's municipal slow roll. So we got the AOK for the temporary park. We got the city council to approve selecting a designer for the temporary park. Because again, this is city stuff. So today was the meeting they've even had the meetings where the temporary park's been designed. It's got a bowl and, all the, ledges and fun boxes and all that kind of stuff. So today it had to go to the planning commission to get approved. So it went up to the planning commission, the plan for the temporary skate park. But the property owners of the next door development of the mega mansions, who originally gave the city of Malibu the 2 acres, were there, and they weren't pleased. I'm not going to name names yet because, again, just being on the fly, the commission, there was the presentation, then the public gets to speak, and most of the skaters were there and parents were there. I spoke, and then the two developers spoke, and they're like, "No, we don't like it. It's the sound issue. There wasn't supposed to be a temporary park there. We're down for the cement park, but it's supposed to be in ground. The temporary park's above ground, blah, blah, blah." Then the commissioners begin to deliberate. And then they called me up. They called me back up because I've been working on this forever. And they're like, because the developer next door is like, how long is this temporary park going to stay there, dude? Like, and I'm one of those, like me personally, I don't even want the temporary park. I want all focus on the permanent cement park. I've always thought the temporary park was a waste of time. I'm a full cement guy. I don't want to, but whatever. We gotta get the young kids need something to skate right now, and we can fast track a temporary park just because it's that much easier. Well, they call me up, they ask me, they go, well, what's the timeline with the thing? And I was like, the city council designed, when they voted for both of these things to be occurring at the same time. As the temporary park's getting designed and facilitated, we're designing and facilitating the permanent thing. The temporary park will land as the permanent park's being developed. When the permanent park's developed, the temporary park goes away. So it gets all sticky because the developers like, nah, dude, like they sent their lawyers, sent some letters in, like we want like sound abatement, and the park moved, like all the structures move over 10 feet from their cement wall, and they're a foot too high because it's like a 6-foot bowl. Like what minor. It's a foot and a half too big or something, blah, blah, blah. So I get to get called back up. They ask me some questions, and then he gets called back up, and then I pull one of my classic Hail Marys down there, and I go, you and I'm talking to the developer, you and I want the same thing. We want a permanent skate park, because I got them, they were on the record like, yeah, and I go, good, you're on the record saying you want the permanent park. So let me hold you to that. I go, we're on the same page. I go, I personally don't want the temporary park. We're doing it for the kids, this thing, but let's work together. And I was like, let's publicly say we're working together to get this done. And I put my hand out and I go, and I did the full thing as two men standing in this room. Let's do the honor system and say we're going to work together. Because my whole thought was, this dude's going to try to sabotage it. I don't know what's going on up here with the commissioners, but let me hold this dude accountable before everybody, before the skateboarders, before my thing is like, you want a permanent skate park, right? Because I'm like one of those, like I'm all about the getting cement poured at the skate park. So I'm like, I'd rather get that than the temp, right? So I got to do this balancing act. And meanwhile, I got one of the city council members texting me on the phone, like, be careful, the one commissioner there's one planning commissioner is trying to sabotage the permanent park by letting the temporary park in. There's politics at work here. And we just want to go skateboarding, man. There was a bunch of kids there. And so I pulled this Hail Mary pass with this dude, because my whole thinking was like, let me get him on the mano-a-mano level. And so the planning commission unanimously passed to allow the temporary skate park to be built, right? So the next phase would be the final design gets brought up to city council, which is at the end of the next month, approved, it's done. Well, so because now I've made full contact with the developer. And you got to understand, I've been battling this dude since 2014's when their development got approved, because I've been trying to stop their development at the same time, but we had a different place we were putting the skate park, and then it all got whatever. So I've been dealing with these dudes, the one dude for a while, but his new guy, the main guy, who I shook hands with and was like, let's two men stand accountable, old school style, dude, our word. And I met with him after the meeting. I go, dude, just off the record, do you really want a skate park? He's like, yeah, I really want a skate park. I donated $1 million. I gave up this $10 million piece of land. Like, yeah. And I go, let's work together. He's like, I'm going to have to appeal this decision. I'm getting my lawyers in on the thing, dude, because the Parks and Rec guy blew it and this and that. And because of the height of the thing. But the thing is because of where this is located, it blocks other people's views. So every tree has been argued about in the development before. And I'm just like, can't we put in a temporary potted hedgerow or something? And the one developer's like, I'm going to file my appeal tomorrow, dude. And the other guy who I've been dealing with for years now was like, dude, look, we got 10 days to make an appeal. Why don't we all meet? Because I was like, let's meet and have a cup of coffee. Let's just meet and figure out how to get this temporary skate park built. Because my trip is this, and this is where I'm coming from. I go, dude, because his development's not going to be done to have someone housing in it for another year, probably year and a half. But he's like, that's unfair, dude. I'm give. You guys got to give. The city's got to give me something back. And I'm like, all I'm trying to do is get him to commit that he's 100% on board getting the permanent park built, even when we hit the opposition of some of these other entities, right? Because if this dude's gung ho, then we've got a lot more pull. So I got this dude, I think, to agree to have coffee with me tomorrow. Because I'm like, but we passed the thing, but the one council member's like, this dude's probably going to sue the city. And I'm just like, I'm just going to go talk to this dude mano-a-mano and go, look, dude, let's just let the kids skate for a bit. What's it going to harm you, dude? I'm just going to talk to this dude. He seems pretty reasonable. But I got it, he's a developer, dude. But again, it's one of those things when you get down to the nitty gritty why he wants to shut down the temporary park, it's pretty nitpicky. It's about the height of some bushes and the distance the ramps are from his wall. And no lights, but we're a dark sky ordinance. There were 6 things. We're a dark sky ordinance, so there's 5. One of them was the setback of the ramps from the wall. One of them was the height of the bushes. And the other one was no audio, you know what I mean? Like generated sound. So that's not even an issue because we're not going to have like loudspeakers and boom boxes there. So there's 4 then. And then there was about like landscaping, but like the irony is like they were like, well, can we plant landscaping on your side? And he's like, no, you can't because of the view shed thing. And we're like, well, we can't either. So hopefully I want to go to be able to talk to these guys tomorrow and get in there and negotiate this thing. It's very funny because like at a certain part, like the thing passed, like we passed, the item got passed unanimously. So the city councils voted unanimously, the Parks and Recs has voted unanimously, planning commissions voted unanimously. So this dude ultimately, if he does try to gum it up, is going to be like gumming up a unanimous citywide, which is kind of unheard of, that all these entities within the city are unanimously voting for this thing. And it's just to have like kids skate. And the hottest is they keep going up there like, it's for the kids to skate. And again, I had to go, when I did my public comment, I was like, look, dude, yeah, that's for kids. But you know who's the parents of these kids all skate too. So like, that's for adults. Like I'm 50, dude. I want to go skate, dude. Like, let's not make this about kids. Like make this about like skateboarding. And the weirdest is there's like some weird dude who has like teaches skateboarding I've never seen around town before. Is like in there like monkeying it up too. He's like, we need to have like lights and stuff. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? We're a dark sky ordinance city. It's very funny. It's that thing where like, I'll tell you what, because I've been down there dealing with it for 9 years, I have a confidence about myself where I'm like, I'm not asserting myself, I guess. Where I'm just like, dude, no. I'm gonna run, I'm gonna take the ball. I'm taking the ball. I'm not passing right now. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to juggle. I got to go meet with the Parks and Rec guy tomorrow and just like make sure he's on the, because the pick of the skate park designer is somewhat questionable too, dude. I'm like, dude, you can't pick those guys. Those guys are no bueno, man. So I don't know, dude. I'm gonna get on tomorrow. I'm gonna be busy, dude, lobbying to get this thing done. But I'll work with the skate park designers they pick. But I was like, dude, I want Mark Scott down here, dude. Red, where are you, dude? Red, I need your help, man. We need a good skate park built. So I think it was a victory, but it might have been one of those things where we won a battle and we could lose a bigger skirmish. I'm a little worried about it. Like, because if this dude comes in with this, it's just that thing. If this dude comes in and starts suing the city and it's just, think about that. Just think about that for a minute. That's the kind of insanity is trying to get a skate park built in this town. You would think Malibu, California would be pretty easy to get a skate park built. You know, surfing, skating is part of our culture here. No, dude. But I'm in there for the good fight, man. I'm down there at City Hall, down trying to do it, dude. Me and Owl comes down. Owl is the best, dude. 3 hours he was down there at City Hall, dude, and he was like aces, dude. He walks up with me, holds my hand when I go up to the podium to talk. He sits there, he reads his books, eats his snacks. He's a good kid. He really was beyond my wildest expectations tonight of just how cool he was to hang for 3 hours, dude, and just sit there and be patient, read his books, and he knows all the players involved. So it's interesting, man. So yeah, we got it through this hurdle. Now it's just to hopefully keep these developers at bay. We just need to keep them at bay for a minute, but they got enough time to like really much. But we've been ducking and weaving with these dudes for the whole time, man. It's a full game of chess, but I think this dude ultimately, like, he can't stop the temporary park. That's the thing. That's what I want to hold him to is he can't stop the permanent cement park. But there's funny because there's other people that want to stop the cement park so that they can get it shifted over to their projects. If you could see the it's this thing in Malibu, like the skate park's been hijacked by other people's development schemes the whole time. When I first got involved 9 years ago, that it was all started like we're closing down the old park because they wanted a sweetheart deal on this piece of land, and we were supposed to get 2 acres, and that never happened. That 2 acres that we were supposed to get for the Papa Jacks is still in limbo, dude. 9 years later. I should really break down the saga of this whole skate park thing one day in a long video. But I just spent 21 minutes talking about tonight's part of the skate park thing. So I'm in it for the good fight. That's the update. But as far as this channel goes, dude, please support the channel. You know, I'm getting out there. I'm in the field, and links are down below. Get some t-shirts. There's the package deal with the hat, sweatshirt, t-shirt combo. PayPal. There's an address. There's all that stuff. So don't hesitate. All right. This is The Illusion signing off.